And we have to put in a filtration system at a $30 billion plus cost, which I'm sure the oil and gas companies won't pay for. Selfish individual economic gain, my family farm, my land, their problem, tough times, we gotta make a buck, pejorative labels, tree huggers, envy-based thinking, for independence, scaremongering. It's time to change the way we live and the way we think. Arrogance of doing as we please, sue us, prove it, arm marshals to protect gas company employees, indifference to employee health. All of those things are not the way of the future if we are to turn this country around. And whilst I'll agree with many of the people who own family farms and land, in some ways, they nonetheless have
Good afternoon. My name is David Braun. I'm here from New York City, and I'm a part of United for Action. You have to be kidding me. Seriously, it hasn't been a year since the Deepwater Horizon disaster, and you guys are about to let the industry regulate itself. You're going to tell them to, oh, please, this is the honor system. You guys can watch where this wastewater goes. It's no big deal. It's only 400,000 pounds of chemicals going into each well, all the radon, everything else that comes out of the ground. I mean, this is a serious problem, and you guys are about to hand them the keys to the mint, you know? I mean, this is the craziest thing. So you gotta be kidding me about that. Now, you mentioned the expected water withdrawals. You didn't, or expected water usage. You didn't mention the expected amount of chemical usage. Like I just said, 400,000 pounds of chemicals. That equals, for your estimations in terms of wells, 8 billion pounds of toxic chemicals will be put into the ground in the Delaware River Basin area. That is the equivalent of 11 Empire State Buildings worth of toxic chemicals. That's an insane amount going straight into the ground, which will migrate into our water supply. Now, you didn't get anything out of it. You gotta be kidding me. Even with movies like Gasland, Split Estate, and studies that have been done, damaging reports like the Hazen and Sawyer report, you still want to do this. I mean, it's the craziest thing. I mean, you've got to be kidding me. We need to have a cumulative impact study before we do anything. I mean, seriously, you know, folks, Carol, you seem like a very rational person. We have the evidence. We know this is bad. We can't proceed with this. What about the precautionary principle? So, you know, we don't sell crack for a reason, and honestly, we should track for a reason.
I'm Ling from New York City, a member of United for Action. Despite widespread opposition, D.R.B.C. prematurely issued draft regulations for gas drilling in the Delaware River Basin. Please do not issue regulations permitting hydraulic fracturing without first addressing at least the following 2 points. 1, regulations should be based upon a comprehensive cumulative impact study, not on existing state regulations which are woefully inadequate. This draft fails to take into account the cumulative impacts across multiple wells of water withdrawal and the full life cycle of well development. 2, a lack of restrictions on the chemicals that may be used to hydraulic fracture gas wells. Chemicals currently used for fracking are known to be hazardous to human health. It has not been established that hydraulic fracturing gas drilling is safe. That gas companies have demonstrated a total lack of technical capabilities to detect and reverse the effects of accidents or mismanagement. Remember the gas well explosions in many people's backyards? A group of high school students at New York City high school said, remember the major tobacco company CEOs who swore that there was no evidence that cigarette smoking was either addictive or cancer-causing? The claim by the gas company CEOs that hydraulic fracturing gas drilling is safe and will not harm people's health and our environment sound very similar. I'm a grandmother, and I'm terrified of what kind of future we're leaving for our children and grandchildren. Water is more precious than gas, oil, or gold. Life as we know cannot exist without water. Please do not rush to issue regulations permitting gas drilling in the Delaware River Basin. Your job is to protect this precious resources for all the people who depend on this water and for all future generations. Thank you.
Good job. Great. Good job.
Good afternoon. I'm about the 52nd person here to speak today, and I am a resident of Hudson County, New Jersey. I'm a human being, and I depend on water to live. I see we've got a conflict of interest here, just by the bottle of water you have on your table.
You have no clue
Yeah,
where
I
they
haven't
get
drank
your
the
food
same,
from.
you may need it someday. But it also appears that you people have been neglect, incompetent, and not doing your intended jobs.
It's messy.
You shouldn't pay a salary. Actually, they should fire the guy that hired you.
Oh, stop it.
That's what I see. And I've been worried about Governor Christie taking out handcuffs like he did to the Passaic Valley Sewage Authority. And we need congressional hearings just to check out your people at the D.R.B.C. You know, to regulate yourself is nearly impossible. I can remember back to when they came out with OSHA, they made great laws back in the 60s, and they had nobody around to enforce them for the first 20 years. There were no inspectors. There are these people who are running amok with yourselves here. It's unreal. It's not too much more I can say. Somebody else will probably use the time. But for all you landowners who feel you've lost your rights, if you love the oil cartel, you're going to love the water cartel.
My name is